Sue Cumming, who you've already heard from, is principal at Cumming+Company, Kingston, and president of the Ontario Professional Planners Institute. She is recognised as a leading expert in Ontario and known for her skills in constructive public engagement.
So we know that we live in a society where infrastructure has become an important family discussion. We know that the public is perhaps more interested in the infrastructure they see around them than ever before. We also know with the number of Canadians, in particular Ontarians, living in cities and in urban places and cities and towns, that there is a strong pressure on the municipal level of government to provide infrastructure. We know that people are looking around livability of their environment. We know that roads are no longer roads to take people from point A to point B, but they're part of our public realm, part of our community dialogue and our makeup. So in terms of where we go, in terms of investing in infrastructure, there are some key things we need to look at. From a point of view of looking at functional community, a livable community, a community that an 8-year-old can live in, that an 80-year-old can live in, looking at a community that has active, healthy lifestyles. These are the kinds of things that planners are working with you and with architects and with city officials to try and bring forward. We know the integration of land use planning and transportation is one of the key areas that we've worked together for years. We know there's much more work to be done in that capacity. We also know the community dialogue that's taking place in many communities, and I know there was a question earlier about the environmental assessment process. We need to engage people in the discussion on infrastructure. We need to be able to support infrastructure that makes a livable community and a community that people feel comfortable in and can thrive in. And some of that is the dialogue that we have. In terms of our overall discussion, and this evening will be a number of key themes put forward, so I know we'll have some questions around those. But if you're looking at moving minds, I think looking at waste management, for example, we need to be looking at the kinds of things we do with our companies, the kinds of things we look at from a whole systematic change level that can then import the kinds of infrastructure we need to build. We heard from the Minister references to financial stability and long-term sustainability, and I would challenge the others on the panel that we're looking at community sustainability and vibrancy as we go forward in Ontario with a strong infrastructure plan. So pipes are great, transportation systems are great, waste is needed, but how it all fits together is really the task for all of us here in this room.